Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and as you can tell by the playmat I'm using today, guys, we are going to be doing an update to the Egyptian God deck. Yes, that is why I'm using this playmat today. So, this is an update to the deck. If this is your first time ever seeing this deck profile, this is a fun version of playing Egyptian gods. It's pretty good. It works well. It's not supposed to be the top tier deck of the format, but what it's supposed to do is be a deck that you can have fun playing, that you can take to locals, have fun with your buddies playing, maybe into the tournament that night, get a couple of wins here and there, and maybe beat a good tier 2 or tier 1 deck from time to time, actually. It's a fun deck that you're supposed to have fun with. That's the purpose of this deck. So without further ado, let us get into the deck profile. So I've been trying to work around with the deck, try some new strategies out, and I've kind of liked the way I've gone with the deck. I've made it more consistent, added a couple more power plays, try to make it a little bit more fast in its plays, and overall I'm pretty happy with the way the deck is working. So as you can see here, we run one Slifer the Sky Dragon, one Obelisk the Tormentor, and double Winged Dragon of Ra. I always say this is the fake Winged Dragon of Ra, and this is the real one, excuse me. So if you get hit by lightning when you summon this, I'm sorry. Apparently, because that's the fake one, somebody told me one time. Next, we run double Sphere mode and one Phoenix mode. There's kind of a loop with the Winged Dragon of Ra, the Sphere mode, and the Phoenix mode. It's very easy to get that loop going. Ra is your OTK enabler, and that's why we run a double Winged Dragon of Ra. Obelisk is your good standalone Egyptian god. If you do not have the card called Mound of the Bound Creator on the field, you go for Obelisk. Otherwise, you go for Ra. Slifer, he's kind of the weakest of the bunch, but his effect is really good, and against certain matchups, it's amazing. The reason he's the weakest is because you cannot draw a 6 card in your opening turn. That's the reason why. And second, because you commit a lot of resources to the field to tribute for the god. So he will usually come out with around 2,000 to 3,000 attack. But if your opponent uses weak monsters to get their effects off, Slifer can just kill them very easily. And it could be a hindrance. Like I was playing against Paleozoics one time, and literally when I play against Paleozoics, I try to go for Slifer because he can just kill their Paleozoic monsters very, very easily. It will make them very easy to run over. So in certain matchups, Slifer is amazing, but usually you're going to go for Ra and Obelisk most of the time. And Sphere mode, you could easily, if your opponent makes a very powerful board, you can just Sphere mode their field, then bring Ra out as a 4,000 attacker, and start breaking up their field by paying 100 life points. The Phoenix mode's good because if Ra gets destroyed, you go into Phoenix mode, which is nice. So those are the Egyptian gods. Next, we run 3 Ra's Disciple. Now, Ra's Disciple is your main tribute fodder for the deck necessarily. Now, when you normal summon one Ra's Disciple, you bring out the other 2 from your hand or a deck. However, you need to have this other card to play it, and that is called Card Advance. So you conduct your normal summon by summoning your Ra's Disciple, then you go Card Advance. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and then in addition to your normal summon, you can conduct a tribute summon. So I do this, and now I'm going to tribute that off for an Egyptian god card. Make sense? That's how Card Advance and Ra's Disciple work. It's your bread and butter play of the deck, and it works all the time. Next up, we run some more tribute fodder and a card that can do a little bit of different things in the deck, and that is 3 Scapegoat. Now, Scapegoat can be used as a chump blocker in case your opponent's trying to kill you, but mainly what he does is he's a flip monster. So when he's flipped up, you can special summon to the field as many tokens as you can. So I'm going to show you one of the main plays that I like using with Scapegoat here. So I flip, if my opponent didn't attack Scapegoat, say I set it, they pass their turn, goes back to me. I flip my Scapegoat up and I summon as many tokens as I can. And by the way, whoever gave these to me, I love you, because a friend of mine gave me all these tokens, and they have the picture of the Egyptian gods on the back. They're from Japan, so they look awesome looking. So I bring out my tokens here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monsters. Now I'm going to synchro with one of my level 1 tokens because Scapegoat is a level 1 tuner. I'm going to go into my extra deck and I'm going to bring out Formula Synchron up here. I get to draw 1 card. Now I still have 3 tributes. So if I have a God card in my hand, I can now tribute off 1, 2, 3, my 3 other tokens for an Egyptian god, or I can tribute off my Formula Synchron. You know, there's a bunch of different little things here you can do, as you can see, but you're drawing 1 card deeper into your deck. So that's the purpose there with that. It's a little thing to draw and get some draw power, which is nice. But yeah, that's why you have all the tokens. So that's why we run our Scapegoat right there. You run 3 of it, it can do multiple different things. Next up, we run 3 Marsh Macaroon. Some people don't like Marsh Macaroon. I love it. I say it can do amazing stochasticness of things. That's a big word. I came up with that word myself, by the way. But it can do many different things. It can do multiple different things. So pretty much what it does is, when it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to bring out 2 Marsh Macaroons from your deck or graveyard. So if you have 1 in deck, 1 in grave, you can bring both of them out if one of them gets destroyed on the field some way. Usually, what you can do if you have like a random token or a plague spreader, you'll usually have 2 on the field, and you have like a random token or a plague spreader or whatever the case may be. And now you can tribute those 3 off for an Egyptian god, or you can stall out with Marsh Macaroon. That's the purpose here. So very good. Next we run some 1-ofs. 1 Aroma Jar, 1 Plague Spreader Zombie, 1 Malefic Cyber End Dragon. Now, Aroma Jar has multiple different things. If you wanted to make this deck more based on raw, okay, what you could do is you could run more Aroma Jars. Each turn, when this card is flipped up, you gain 500 life points. What that does is, for the Winged Dragon of Ra, that gives more attack for Winged Dragon of Ra. So if you just get 1 Aroma Jar, all right, so you flipped up, you get the 500 attack, right? Okay, so now I'm at what? 8,500, all right? Now Ra is going to be 8,400 attack when you use his effect to go down to 100 life points. That's how that works. So he'll be over 8,000 once. And once in a blue moon, if this stalls out long enough, and you add enough life points back, you can make him over 9,000, which is kind of cool. But you rarely do that. I've only done that one time because we were trying to get him over 9,000 for fun, and my opponent couldn't get over this. So he's a stall card, just a generic stall card that gains you life points to use with your Solemn Strikes, your Warnings, and your Raw. So it's life points you can turn into attack stuff. Plague Spreader is tribute fodder, but he also works with Card Advance and True Name, because I can stack a card on top of my deck and then activate True Name. Because I know the top card of my deck, I get to add it to my hand, and because I called it correctly, I can add a god card from my deck to my hand. I can add a Sphere Mode, I can add another god, whatever the case may be. So it works with True Name, it's really good, and it's tribute fodder. Malefic Cyber End Dragon works with Mound of the Bound Creator. When Mound of the Bound Creator is on the field, your level 10s and higher can't be targeted or destroyed by battle or card effect. So pretty much I can just banish my fusion, bring out this, and I have a 4,000 beater that can't be destroyed or targeted by battle or anything. So a free 4,000 beater that can't be, it's pretty much like a god itself. Sounds good to me. So you run 1 of it. It's just another powerful monster you have to get out. Granted, kaijus hurt this deck, and I know it hurts it so much, but it's just another beater that you can use that is amazing with Mound of the Bound Creator. So yeah, you run with that because he's a level 10, so he gets the benefits. Next up, we run 1 Max C because it's Max C. If Max C was to get banned, you could use other cards in the deck. Just run other different cards, whatever you want to. But 1 Max C because Max C is that good, and more draw power with the deck is amazing. 3 Card Advance because it's Card Advance, and Card Advance works, like I said before, it works with your True Name, and it works with your Raw's Disciple. So if you have the 3 card combo of Card Advance and True Name, so I have this, and this, okay? I know it's a 3 card combo, and 3 card combos don't work all the time. I got it, they're inconsistent, whatever. But if you have this is what you do. You go Raw's Disciple, bring out the other 2 Raw's Disciple, all right? Now I'm going to activate Card Advance. Look at the top 5 cards in my deck. All right. I activate True Name. So because I activate Card Advance, in addition to my normal summon, I can conduct my tribute summon. So because I called because I know the top card of my deck, I drew it. I call it with True Name. I get to add that card to my hand. Now I get to add in a God card or special summon a God card from my deck or add it to my hand. Usually I add it to my hand. So I'm going to add Obelisk the Tormentor to my hand now. All right? Now I'm going to tribute off my 3 Ra's Disciple for Obelisk the Tormentor. So if you get that 3-card combo of just these 3 cards, that's an instant God card right there for you. So that's how that works there. So card advance, like I was saying, works with your true names. It also works with Plague Spreader Zombie because you'll know the top card of your deck. So very versatile cards here. These cards are your heart and soul of the deck right here. You can run more true names, but it gets kind of cloggy as a 3 of them, just letting you know. 2 Mound of the Bound Creator and 1 Terraforming to thin your deck out. Mound of the Bound is integral to protecting your gods and your Malefic Cyber End Dragon. So you run this ratio. Double Power Duality. The first turns you're setting up for. Yes, you do special summon in this deck, but a lot of turns are going to be spent normal summoning, setting the monster, then waiting to get all your combo pieces to go off. So 2 Power Duality does not hurt the deck at all. Twin Twisters. Twin Twisters help you send things like your Plague Spreader Zombie to graveyard, and also help you send the Winged Dragon of Ra Immortal Phoenix to graveyard as well as Marsh Macaroon. A Marsh Macaroon you can send to graveyard because you can reborn it as well. So if you draw 2 Marsh Macaroon, pitch 1, destroy 2 back row, set the other one, they destroy it, you get to bring the other one back. Cool. So free destruction, and plus you want to send things to graveyard sometimes. Some 1-ofs. Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, Foolish Burial, Upstart Goblin, Regeki. So, excuse me. The reason we run Regeki, it clears boards. Upstart Goblin adds consistency. Foolish, you can send Marsh Macaroon if that's all you only target, but mainly you're going to send Plague Spreader, and you're going to send Immortal Phoenix to graveyard. You're thinning your deck out, putting things up in the graveyard for later. Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, works with card advance because you can stack your deck. So if you look at the top 5 cards and you're like, oh, there's Rank Up Magic, the 7th one. I'm going to put that on the top of my deck so I can draw it next turn. Or number 2, you can put it down like a row or 2 so you can get to other cards you want to and then draw it at the appropriate time you want to. So you can help stack your deck, and if you draw it, you can set it back on top of the deck with Plague Spreader Zombie. So it's not always dead, or you can just pitch it with Twin Twister as well. So different things you can do with it. For your trap lineup, we do run 1 the Monarch Storm 4th. This card counts as 2 tributes to a divine monster. So pretty much this is a monster trap card. When it's activated, you call an attribute, but you have to pitch a card from your hand. So it's another way of pitching Immortal Phoenix or Plague Spreader to grave, or whatever you want to. So you pitch a card and you make it that attribute. Usually 90% of the time, 99.100% of the time, you're going to call a divine monster. So I call a divine monster. So when I'm trying to tribute for a god, this counts as 2 tributes to the god card. So if I have this on the field, and I have a token, a Marsh Macaroon, a Plague Spreader Zombie, whatever the case is, I tribute those 2 cards off for an Egyptian god now. So that's how that works. Lastly, we run Solemn Strikes and a Warning because they help against the meta and just are good cards in general to have. On to the extra deck. We run our Skyla tokens, my Skyla cards here, my Fly Girls as I call them, Skyla and Winona. We run my tokens. As I said here, I got my tokens here, but this is just my random tokens I have for using them with Scapegoat and whatnot. Then we have our extra deck monsters. We have number C107 and Galaxy Eyes 107. You have C Umbral Horror, and regular 104. So C104, 104, C101, and regular 101. You also have C106. Oop, can you see that? My bad. I'll put it up here. C106 and regular 106. You can run any other number, but I just run that. Then you have your double formula synchron, because sometimes you'll go for 2. Your double link spider, you can run 1 or 2, but it works out well in certain situations. Your decode talker, if you also have Link Karibo, you could change one of these to Link Karibo, I believe. But your decode talker, your Borolo dragon, once in a blue moon you go for these, once in a blue moon. And finally, your Cyber End Dragon to banish off for your Dark Cyber End Dragon. So that is the extra deck, guys. I hope you guys all enjoy this deck profile. This is a very fun deck to play. The extra deck, you pretty much run whatever you want to. The main things you need to run are your Formula Synchrons and your Sea Monsters for your Rank Up Magic, the 7th one. But that's mainly what you're doing here. So I hope you guys all enjoy this deck profile. It's a very fun deck to play, and it's awesome summoning Egyptian gods. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe, and please leave a like down below. That'd be much appreciated. And until next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.